So with any luck, we'll now be able to have some Q&A with the authors. Hopefully we can get them all up on the screen. Yes, excellent. That looks very promising. So if you have any Q&As here in the room, please come up here and I'll hand you this microphone. For those remote, please put them in the Slack and I will do my best to relay them. And we actually already have one question right here.
Thank you. I had asked Mr. Lee on the Slack about the notion of public verifiability, and he pointed out they cover it in the paper, which is great. I'm wondering if you might discuss a bit about the challenges that you face towards having something that is more understandable, because it's just wonderful work, and the scalability, the efficiency, the verifiability. I just would love to bring it to the people.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. You're Joseph, right? Yeah. Okay. Yes. I have answered Joseph's question in a section or in a general channel. Yeah. Because he was asking about have we really considered about the public verifiability in our paper, and yes, we have discussed why we did not consider Head Start is the publicly verifiable system in our work, but we also have an extension to extend Head Start to be publicly verifiable. Yes, please feel free to check our paper in the extensions section. Thanks.
Awesome. Other questions? I guess I'll ask one question to Zhu Wei on the PMTUD work. It seems like one takeaway from this work might be, well, maybe we should just insist on sending or as much traffic as possible without fragmentation enabled, with DF set to 1. Is that practical? How practical is it to just avoid fragmenting traffic and force that all to not occur at all?
Thanks. In our observation, we discovered that a lot of intermediate routers will fragment TCP segments, and the Linux servers will also fragment TCP segments.
Sure. I was wondering more if, is it practical to not to generate essentially all traffic, especially all TCP traffic, such that it won't be fragmented, that you get ICMP error messages back instead, and that it won't be fragmented?
Yeah, in my opinion, TCP traffic can be distinguished between UDP or SMP.
Sure. Okay. Well, we can take that offline.
Yeah.
Let's see. One of the other questions that I had for Wei Chen on the ROV-MI work, it seems like, if I understood your presentation correctly, you've got like a 10x improvement over the existing work, which is impressive, but you're still only covering like 1/6 of the internet or something like that. Internet routes, ASs, I think. I wondered if you had other ideas for improving that coverage.
Well, though the number of measured ASs is about 1/6 of the whole internet, but we analyze the distribution of the AS cones of the measured AS, and we can cover the most results of most large ASs. So this result is already large enough to get the ROV deployment of the whole internet. And to further increase the measurement range, we can use more probes or use more invalid routes to make more observations to get a larger range. Yeah, that's my opinion.
Sure. Thanks. We have another question here.
Yeah, thank you. My question is for Amit. Great work. I was wondering, you rely on ICMP for, as to do some of your attacks. But I also seen some, like some of these firewalls don't respond with ICMP messages at all. Do you observe that a lot in your work? And if so, do you have any ideas for kind of subverting that? Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for the question. So two things. One, in the paper, I think in an appendix, I provide the results of a small scale, but still quite interesting internet survey on Alexa's top 1,000 servers, where I report on whether they respond to ICMP, and turns out quite a lot of them do. I think almost 90%. I don't have the survey in front of me, but around 80 something, high 80% of the servers do actually respond to ICMP. And then the attack does not rely specifically on ICMP, but rather on any protocol, any connectionless transport protocol that the firewall is willing to respond to. So if the firewall happens to respond to some sort of protocol over UDP, like maybe HTTP3 over QUIC or anything of that sort, the firewall happens to respond as a server, not as a relay, but as a server, like just like it can be pingable or something like that, then this suffices for the firewall piercing technology to succeed. Does that answer your question?
Yes. Wonderful. Thank you. I don't see any further questions in the room. If you have a question in the back, you're going to have to move because I can't see you over the lights. Yep, no questions. And no questions on Slack. So given that the session's already over time, I think we'll call it here. If you have any further questions for the authors, please don't hesitate to put them in Slack. And with that, I will call this session dismissed. Thank you all.